We move on to another very interesting turn of events. In a tectonic shift in diplomatic stand, the US administration has hinted it wants to meddle in the internal affairs of India. Yes, despite New Delhi's clear stand that it won't brook third-party intervention in the dispute that many people call is a dispute between India and Pakistan over Kashmir, but India believes is only a problem, a political problem. Donald Trump is mulling playing mediator. Yes, Donald Trump, who once said that he would, when he was pursuing Hindu votes in the United States, came out and very clearly said that I will brook no terror flowing from across the LOC from Pakistan, today has decided to shift the line of control, so to speak, as far as the United States is concerned. Can India trust Donald Trump to be on its side when we take on Pakistan? That's the fundamental question. And I want to go across to Maruf Raza for more on this. Maruf Raza, what's really happening here? We weren't expecting this from Donald Trump.
Well, Rahul, there are a couple of factors that we must keep in mind. The first is Mr. Trump and his administration have been known to go against the established US foreign policy stand on a number of issues, many of them many decades old. For example, America's one China policy, when he reached out first to Taiwan and then to Beijing. It obviously upset Beijing, but finally America has fallen in line with Beijing, and later this week, President of US and President of China are going to be meeting and trying to work out various arrangements. Likewise, I think the Trump administration is testing the waters. Quite clearly, this has been temporarily a diplomatic victory for Pakistan. But we need to do some soul searching and ask ourselves questions that if we claimed that we were looking at Pakistan's diplomatic isolation post the Uri attacks, have we really achieved that, or have we found ourselves on the back foot here? Quite clearly, Pakistan seems to have scored a match point against India for the time being, but America must realize that America in itself is not totally conversant with the complications of the Jammu and Kashmir issue.
Right.
Pakistan, for example, has seceded a lot of territory from Jammu and Kashmir to the Chinese. And if Trump and his administration wants to play a role there as per the UN resolutions of 1948, China is not party to the UN resolution. China is sitting on the Shaksgam Valley, is now even encroaching on Gilgit-Baltistan. So how does Pakistan and the world justify another country which is an entrant and a player on the game? As far as the Kashmiri people are concerned, many of them do chest thumping and say this is indigenous. Now, if you go by the international accepted argument on Jammu and Kashmir, and let me remind you and the viewers that many UN Secretary Generals have gone on record, including Kofi Annan in my presence in New Delhi, who have said that the UN resolutions are almost defunct and non-functional. India's stand has been to continue to hang on to the coattails of the Shimla Agreement. But we must realize we need to be more proactive. We need to more aggressively sell our case to the international community. And we need to provide the world an answer to how to deal with Pakistan's saber rattling on nuclear weapons, which is what makes America nervous. Those are hollow claims. Please understand that most recently there is now a news item which shows that India is not willing to take Pakistan's saber rattling on nuclear weapons anymore seriously, and India's responses would be so severe that Pakistan has to go back to the drawing board and consider where it is going to use nuclear weapons to push terrorism into Indian territory.
Okay.
America must be reminded they have reams of evidence of Pakistani terror activities in India. What have they done? They have actually condoned Pakistani terror. And if Trump and his administration wants to do something about it, the first thing they must be told more aggressively by New Delhi that you either curtail Pakistan's terror or stop trading with India and stop looking at India as a toehold to balance China's influence in Asia. There has to be some takeaway for India. We are trying to be America's good friend and America's lackey.
Yes.
Purely because it falls in line with many of our diplomats who would like to be seen as good boys in Washington and New York. But we need to be more aggressive. If you can't be more aggressive, then we must abandon the current form of diplomacy that we've been taking and letting the Americans and others get away with the notion that they can mess around with India and its stated position?
Well, I think you've put it absolutely spot on for our viewers. Yes, Donald Trump is only forwarding his own country's national interest. We need to ensure that that national interest doesn't actually